Let's give some face today. We're going to start with brows using these three combinations: brow gel, Benefits brow pencil, and a Wet n Wild color brown pencil as well. First, we're going to underline the bottom of our brow and then the top and fill them in. Now that our brows are filled in, we're going to go in with our Benefits pencil and we're going to fill in the inner portion of our brows, as well as adding gel to them and brushing your hairs up as you go. Now it's time to tame these brows by concealing them with the LA Colors Pro Concealer in the color Toffee, and we're also going to use a small angled brush to make sure our lines are precise and even. Once we have our concealer on, we're going to use a flat brush to buff out and smooth out our concealer. Now that we have our concealer buffed out, we're going to use a different concealer closer to my skin tone to conceal our eyelids. Now that we have our concealer on, I'm going to go in with the Lip Sing mineral powder to set that concealer. Now that we have our setting powder on our eyes, we're going to go in with the Nikki Tutorials Ofra Highlight Palette to highlight under our brows. In a small angle brush, I already placed a little bit there, but I do like to place it right here under the arch of my brow, bring it down to the outer, and then bring it a little bit more in the inner corner, and then buff it downwards. Now that we've highlighted under our eyebrow, it's time to add some lashes. And I do use hair glue for my lashes, and I'm just using a pair that I already have. So now we have our lashes on. I did go ahead and add a little bit of liner as well, and a little bit of the highlight in my inner corner, the same that I use under my eyebrow. So now let's move on to our foundation using the Fenty Beauty. Also, before I got started, I do want to let you know, because not to prime is a crime, I did prime my face using the Wet n Wild matte primer, as well as set my face as well with the matte setting spray. Using my beauty blender, we're gonna blend this foundation out. Now that we have our foundation on, it's time to put on some concealer, honey. Now, to get the best out of your contour and your highlight, I would suggest to highlight this way, and you're gonna see once I'm done. And I am using the LA Colors Pro Concealer in Toffee and Chestnut. Doing your concealer this way definitely highlights and opens your eye more and brings your eye up, versus just putting it down right here. So now we're going to apply some setting powder and go from there. Typically when I set my face, I do not like to bake. All I do is take a little bit of the setting powder on my same brush that I use concealer and tap it into my skin to set it as such. Then next, using my big fluffy brush, I go in with my highlighter contour palette from LA Colors, and we're going to set the rest of our face in the darker color here. Once we are done setting the rest of the face, I like to use what's left on my brush just to go under the eye as well, and my nose, and back around my face, just to make sure everything is smooth and put together. Now that we have our whole face set, we're going to go back in with the Nikki Tutorials and Ofra Highlight Palette to highlight our face right here on the cheekbone and our nose. We have our highlight on that same brush. We're going to go in and add our blush with your cheeks up. Add your blush here, a little bit right here, and then we're going to go in circular motions to blend it into our highlight. Now that we have our blush and highlight on, what I typically like to do is go back with the same brush we set our face with and smooth that out, as well as set our face with our setting spray. So after we have everything on, we're going to go ahead and set our face with our Urban Decay setting spray, as well as our LA Colors setting spray, just to really go in and set the face and make sure all your makeup is set. So after my setting spray is on, what I typically like to do is let it sit for a second and then use my beauty blender to make sure that my setting spray actually seeps into my skin. Now using my Kiss eyeliner pencil, we're going to eyeline the under eye and go ahead and add some mascara to the lower lash as well. And now that we have our under eye on, we're going to go ahead and work on our lip, which is going to be something nudish. So now for the lip, we're going to be using a dark brown lip pencil, the color Sun, and the lipstick Lip Stain by Lip Sync, and then just a regular gloss that I use on a daily basis. And this is the final look, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I greatly appreciate everyone tuning in and chilling with me on this good Tuesday. Love yourself and love those around you, and have a blessed day.